So what has Metal Lee been up to throughout this entire time of the Boruto? And well, do we get to see the fact that he's not as cool as, especially like the person that he lives up to. I guess they say he ain't no Rock Lee yet, but let's see what he can exactly do right at the start. So Boruto again, like starting off the episode by being a complete douchebag. It's like Shino's there, like, hey man, we gotta practice, like, you know, some shuriken training. Everyone's there. Shikadai's there, like, you know, like they're all pulling out stuff. This motherfucker comes in with a Demon Wind Shuriken, grabs it, which, by the way, he stole from Iwabe, which, like, even as well, the guy shouldn't have had it in the first place, grabs this shit, throws it, and then it's like, oh shit, it's now about to hit Metal Lee, and Metal Lee's like, I've got this shit, and it's like, from the problem that he has is that he gets nervous around people because guess what? He trains in the mountains. He does, like, he always says, like, which is kind of weird to the fact that, like, with what we know so far about Metal Lee, the fact that, especially that he was training under, you know, obviously Rock Lee, he was training under him, and I imagine as well that I thought he would have had a little bit of the confidence, and the fact that we've seen him already in the Boruto manga as well, we haven't actually seen him fight yet, so we don't know if this is just something like an early thing from the show or not, like, if that he's going to have this complete nervous thing, like, throughout the entire series, but I'm kind of wondering about this, is like, the fact is like, is this going to be a consistent thing with, like, Metal Lee, where it's going to be, like, he's going to keep, like, being let down, he's like, oh, I keep getting myself nervous, and so that, the problem is that they were forced to be like, you know, you're going to be doing some, like, community service because you guys are being fucking digbags, and, like, Shikadai, and also as well that other, like, girl that's been, like, dressed to Boruto, like, she's, like, the Hinata of this series. The fact of the matter is, like, they're there saying, like, you gotta fix up the statue, you gotta take care of this shit, and they're like, man, fuck that. And one of the things that, like, immediately what is the problem with Shikadai is the fact, well, apart from that, him being just exactly like his father, he's, like, almost to the point of the carbon copy at this point, where, like, he's there talking to him, he's kind of being very brutally honest about, like, you know, like, with Metal Lee, where it's like, you know, that's the fucking problem, like, you know, like, he was, like, calling out his shyness, and it's like, instead of being like, hey, man, like, you know, you work over it and all that, it takes time and shit, because that seems like the only problem with Metal Lee, is that, like, Metal Lee sounds like he's an absolute monster when it comes to combat, but apart from that, he has a serious, like, big flaw. It's like, well, what happens if he has to fight in a team? Like, if it's in a battle, is he gonna get screwed over? And I feel like that's kind of been, like, kind of the theme of both, like, two episodes. Like, one is, like, kind of cocky and all the way up his ass thinking that he's better than everyone, even though he doesn't need to study, and the other one is a kid that is, like, you know, he's a fucking prodigy. He seems like he's an absolute genius, but he has the complete opposite. Instead of being really cocky, he actually gets really nervous around people, and the fact that's going to be let him down, and that he kind of needs that, because guess what? People work in squads, and they actually need to work together, and if he's like there going, oh, I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything, like, that's a problem. That's a genuine problem for Metal Lee if he can't overcome this, and exactly, I kind of appreciate the fact that Shikadai got a little bit of the talking to his dad. Like, I absolutely adore everything between, like, from what we got to see of Shikamaru, and also as well with Tamari. Seems like I kind of love that, the fact, like, he's back there, gets a nice beer from, like, Tamari sticks to her guns exactly how she was from the original series, and, like, she does it, and, like, saying, like, you need to be more stern on our son, telling him about it, and, like, Shikamaru gave him some advice, like, pretty much saying, like, you know, sometimes, like, you gotta think about, like, why you were in the wrong, because, like, clearly he's like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, like, especially it was Boruto that threw the Demon Shuriken, like, at the people, and the fact that, like, I never did anything wrong, I'm doing good to myself, and the fact that you kind of realize, yeah, I'm being a little bit of a dick about it, like, you know, I shouldn't have said it like that, like, and I'm gonna apologize to him, and the fact that, like, both of him and his dad's like, oh, what a pain, and the fact that his, like, the mom, like, Tamari just caught on that shit, it's like, oh, you fucking guys didn't get dinner tonight, fuck you pieces of shit, and I was like, oh, okay. Tamari remains being, like, one of the best and all that. I kind of wish, especially, this is something that probably Boruto is never going to really address, but I kind of, like, even with the last episodes of Shippuden, I kind of wish they explained a little bit more, like, why exactly she moved out, or, like, from, like, you know, the sand to Ozu to, like, Ozu to be with her, but I kind of wish we had a little bit more time during that kind of afterwards, after, like, the last kind of stuff, like, seeing how, you know, all that went down, same thing, because you clearly saw that those two were a couple at the, like, last episode of Shippuden, so that would have been nice as well. Plus, a nice little thing to mention as well, I know a few people actually didn't notice this, is that the opening changed a little bit. They cleaned it a little bit up. We got to see Shikadai, like, we got to see, like, immediately, like, he's Ozzy able to use a shadow, like, just like his father was. Also, as well, they cleaned up a little bit of, like, Sarada Mitsuka, like, running around. There's a couple little bits that they just kind of cleaned up and looked a little bit nicer. So I was, like, surprised that they're already doing that. I think they're heavily, like, a lot of people maybe, like, took notice of that and saying, oh, this looks rough and all that, and it's like, oh, well, what the fuck's he doing? Like, kind of hiding it from the thing. So I kind of appreciate they cleaned it up. That's a really nice thing that they did, and they didn't have to do it because the opening's great and I've been enjoying it. So I actually really enjoyed the episode for the most part, and the fact that you clearly see that Metal Lee was taken over by the same thing that Denki got, and like Boruto was able to notice this immediately with his Byakugan, like able to go in there and he's like, okay, something's clearly up, and they actually used the combination of like, you know, only using Shikadai's ability, you know, with the Shadow Grass, like you was able to see like, you know, Boruto getting involved in there, and the fact that it felt like he got like knocked out by his own confusion and clumsiness, and we're kind of wondering like more about like what exactly is this causing everyone to kind of go berserk like this and kind of like go into like dark desire. So honestly, I generally enjoyed the episode for the most part. I think it was fine. It wasn't anything like, oh my god, amazing special and all that, but I think so far from what I've seen in Boruto, like I've been actually having fun with the past couple episodes that we got. I'm curious to see where we're going to be getting. The next episode is going to be focusing on Sarada, so we're going to be having something interesting with that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below though about what you thought about the Boruto episode, because overall I thought it was pretty goddamn decent. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. But that is all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.